will not sit down and edit myself time and again for somebody else's idea of, she's a celebrity and she should not lose her temper. I'm like, have you seen yourself recently? When was the last time you lost your temper? Traffic light, correct, green nahi hui time pe, to all of that.
Because you said that, it reminds me a lot of people said, oh, she's reminding us, she's becoming like Jaya Bachchan. But I found that hilarious because you were the one on stage telling Jaya Bachchan, you have to smile and pose.
I have no patience and that I get angry easily, etc. It's a misconception about me. I'm one of the most humble, patient, down-to-earth people.
She's laughing.
Shut up!
Misconception. I was just thinking to what extent.
It's a misconception. It's not true. सच नहीं है ये.
You're very patient.
Very patient.
But you are humble.
No, also इनकी आवाज इतनी धीरे मतलब सुनाई भी नहीं देता.
लोगों को लगता है मैं हर बार चिल्लाती रहती हूँ. It's completely untrue.
At least 2 मिनट के लिए तो lower your volume. हमने सुना है कि आप फिल्म इंडस्ट्री छोड़ने वाली हैं. I was like, what?
हाँ? This time.
So one of the journalists yesterday asked me, she's like, हमने सुना है कि आप ये सब छोड़ छाड़ के जा रही हैं. I said, मैं कहाँ जा रही हूँ?
As an actor, you can't judge the character that you're playing for that part. Here it was also tricky. I was switching between the two. But like Soumya and Shelly, both can be wrong at certain points.
Yeah. Hello everybody, I'm Radrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guests today are women who are real, who are resilient and absolutely ravishing. Of course, talking about the team Do Patti, I'm sure all of them agree with the three very important.
We were waiting for more. I was waiting for like a few more.
But I'm real like you. Now in the conversation, we'll show them that we are real. But it's true. I think real and resilient is what the film is also. I saw the film and I realized why it resonates with all three of you sitting in front of me, and I know you all in bits and pieces. I feel like the intention of the film is so pure. Goes beyond what you're trying to say also. And I feel a lot of men, women, all of them will relate to it. I think you all have touched the intricacies of violent relationships, which not everybody does. But when you're doing a subject like this, how do you kind of detach yourself a little to not be very emotionally invested in it? Because it can be impactful.
I was emotionally invested. I don't think I ended up detaching myself. Of course, I think it started only from the fact that I wanted to produce something and tell a story that talks about this subject a little more deeply, because I feel like a lot of films have been done and done well, but I felt like there was a lot more depth in it. It had to be like, hard hitting, because I think it's a hard hitting reality, which just is getting worse and worse. And the idea was to just do it as sensitively as we could without shying away from really showing and talking the depth of it. I feel when you do those scenes, to be honest, it's not possible for it to not affect you at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it does affect you. You just have to like feel it, go through it, move on. But that is just a scene, and I know that. So if that's someone's reality, that is scary.
Yeah, 100%. Kajol said absolutely, you have done films that have shown violence, sexual violence and otherwise. It takes a lot to kind of do things like she rightly said. How do you approach it, Kajol, I want to know? Because you've done a few and you've been unafraid about it.
Which ones are you talking about?
Yeah, even your last short film that you did.
Yes, absolutely.
Uske pehle bhi, of course, we know where you have played a double role.
I know, but I have shied away from it as well as an actor, because, like she said, I think it affected me. It affects me as a human being. It affects me on such a deep level that doing a shot is not simply doing a shot anymore. It becomes much more than that, and I didn't want to feel like that. So there was. In fact, I've gone on record to say that I will not do scenes like this, and I will not, I didn't even want to do Dushman for that matter. For that was one of the main reasons why I didn't want to do the film. I had a very frank talk with Tanuja and Pooja, and I was very clear. I was like, I'm not willing to shoot this. I understand that it's required for your script. I get it. I get everything. I would love to do this film. But I don't think that as I have to take into consideration that I'm a human being as well. I'm not just an actor.
Yeah.
And I can't, maybe I'm not a good enough actor, but I can't separate the two at that point in time. So, I mean, again, I have to say that my two wonderful women, one producer and one director, have very, very sweetly and very, shot it so comfortably for me that I didn't really have to go through the entire process, which was shown in the film. And they made it extremely, extremely comfortable for me. And they were very clear. She said, don't worry about it. You will not have to do anything that you don't want to do. You're not comfortable, babe. Just say so and we'll do something else. And don't feel ashamed of it or don't feel like guilty ke shot lagne ko time lagega or whatever. Just say it, we won't do it. So they've actually worked around me to make that, and it's still, it still has the impact. So I was very clear about it. Yes, I have done Love Stories again. But again, my director was very, very, I was very clear. I was like, this is not something that like I said, it takes a lot of courage. I think if you're saying that you had to finish the shot and go home, I have become a quivering mess. So, and I don't want to do that to myself. There are things that I really like that song by Meatloaf. I would do anything for love. So, yeah, that's where I am.
Very honestly spoken. Kanika, again, writing बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, right, for films like this. She just mentioned there have been a lot of films that have tried to look at the intricacies at different level. You have looked at violence in a couple of films very differently also. You've shown violence in love. You have shown here, of course, domestic violence and stuff like that. I want to tell you, when you're writing it, how are you approaching to kind of make it very seamless with the story? Even during Hasseen, I think while the movie has done fantastic well, there were people who questioned that why is violence in love normalized? Very few section, and you all, even at then, you had a justification for it. I want to know today, post doing this, what are your objectives and how do you look at it?
So, because, when I was writing the story, the story for me is not about this violent scene per se. Why am I telling this story? There always has to be, as a writer, you can meander in various ways, and there are very tempting things that you can actually fall for. So there's very titillating things that you can fall for.
Exactly.
The course correction has to be very, very rigorous as a writer. I had to keep telling myself also, being a woman helped, of course, because there's a certain lens already to it. Feeling very deeply for it also kind of helped. Of course, I was a chaotic mess while I was writing the film. There's no escaping it because आप एक कहानी लिख रहे हो as a writer, खून तो देना पड़ता है. But the fact that you have to stay the course and make sure that it doesn't become about this violent, titillating violence, but it is about that human being that's being fractured, that's being tortured, that's fallen, and that has to rise. The story arc and and where I'm heading as a writer has to be crystal clear. I have to keep coming back to it. वो होता है ना कि एक अर्जुन एक fish की आंख देख के चलता है. Literally in things like this, when you're writing tricky things that have a very slippery slope, and violence does, especially domestic abuse does, it's a very tricky slope to go down. So I had to course correct many a times, and I had to completely remind myself what is my intention, where is it coming from,
what is the end goal,
what is the end goal. And that's why I feel that the emotions, the characters, the siblings, the mother, the women, the families around, those were the important parts, those were the important pieces. And this was something that is meant to be, the violence is meant to be shunned, and it should get only that much treatment and importance from the writer, from the word go.
So well explained.
And also I think my director, Bob, he's wonderfully usually as from a male perspective, it takes a little time to come, but I remember when I narrated the film to him, he immediately got it. So he's also, as a human being, so non-judgmental and empathetic towards women that, when you have a director who's the intention is aligned, the arcs are aligned, the end goal is aligned. So it kind of makes the journey very easy.
Yeah.
Also, when we met first, now I remember the first thing that she had narrated of this was the twins not getting along and the why of the flashback. That's it. जो current time में हो रहा है वो तो वो था नहीं, but the twins not getting along and what happened in the past, you know,
That family.
Yeah, the family and what happened, like why. I think just that was something that gave me goosebumps, and I was like, this is going beyond just normal, and also getting to another generation, right?
Generational trauma is
And we
something
don't
else.
talk about it.
We don't. And the second part of my question being, what did you do at that time? You know, because usme, I feel like the question saying, are we justifying violence in love?
You know, I'll tell you, I'll start from Manmarziyaan
Ji.
to come to Hasseen Dillruba.
Bilkul.
So Manmarziyaan mein, I was, you know, there was a section of the critics, not the critics, but I think a little more
Social media.
no, I think conservative section that said that, you know, a woman who's married is sleeping with a lover, wearing a chuda, and this entire morality around it. And the whole thing was, how dare she? The audacity of it. That didn't go down well. We had to actually make a few cuts because there was a furore about it. Coming to Kedarnath, of course, there was a furore. How dare this woman sort of, you know, go for a guy from the other religion, furore around it. Hasseen Dillruba, you know, I, for the first time, had to, usually, you know, there's a divide of, you know, people who are a little liberal and conservative. There's a clear-cut divide. Hasseen Dillruba, for the first time, you know, I had to fight on the other side because, no, literally, you know what I mean.
I know exactly what
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, because the question was that, Kanika, you've given such women who are strong,
Powerful
who are
women.
powerful, who are enablers, who are, how can your woman be okay with a man punishing her with abuse? So even then, what I wanted to tell them was that my woman, if I had made her to be an abla nari and then she doesn't have a choice and then glorified the abuse, that was a different thing. But my woman from day one is educated. She's the alpha in the relationship. She's played the guy. She's the villain. And she is totally cuckoo. And she literally becomes a criminal in the end. So I'm not giving you a happy ending. It's a, so yes, I've gone the other way, but my intention is not to glorify abuse. My intention is to tell this is a messed up woman who's making wrong choices. And she was, she literally cheated on the husband with the devar.
Yeah.
Which of course nobody minded that.
But
I was like, and I said,
और किस चीज पे आपको बोलना चाहिए था उस पे तो नहीं बोला आपने.
Also nobody minded the fact that the two brothers, a brother is cheated on the bhabhi. The questioning never went that way. It was only Rani, the female character, who was questioned that how dare you. But what about the devar?
इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि लाइक लोग भी एक्टर्स को बोलेंगे कि हमको कुछ एकदम अलग दो, अलग नहीं कर रहे हो. जब वो अलग करते हैं उनको बोला जाता है ये क्या छोटे कपड़े पहने हैं, यू नो, so you're constantly facing that, I feel, as actors, right, in social media. So you can't win. So you do what you wish. Like we've had a conversation about how, you know, it's very difficult to stick to your path and say, you know, I'm going to cut the noise. Kriti, I feel like here you've gone all out with that. I think you own it. But I see that when you've enacted it, you have not judged her. And you've tried to see her viewpoint. I want to understand, as actors, while you're being asked to experiment, but then facing this judgment, how have you managed to balance that out and do your job, basically?
Shut the noise.
But how? Like, वो तो पता ही है, पर कैसे?
See, you know? Honestly, like you said, as an actor, tomorrow if I'm playing a villain, I will have to justify the villain in my head at least.
True.
Right? Villain might be wrong, but everything somewhere deep down comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
So, as an actor, you can't judge the character that you're playing for that part. Here it was also tricky. I was switching between the two. But like Soumya and Shelly, both can be wrong at certain points.
Yeah.
Okay, both morally for Kriti might not be correct at that point.
100%.
But both are coming from some sort of a baggage and some sort of thing where they have been wronged or they feel a certain way and their perception is a certain way. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's also sort of, human beings are not white or black, they're grey.
Absolutely well put. Your ability to stay sane when the world around you is reacting to who you are. You like I remember we bumped into each other in the Durga Puja, pandal, and Kajol genuinely is just involved in. I have seen her. She really doesn't care. She's doing her puja and all of that. No, but it's very important to point this out because others are thinking that why is she reacting in a certain way. But I think it's because it's kind of interfering with what you've come to do. Basically, is puja, which is something that I understand and which we spoke about. But uske baad jo hota hai, but you still do what you are doing. You still लोगों को offend हो रहा है, ठीक है यार, उनको लग रहा है वो गुस्सा कर रही है. How have you managed to be this sane? I want to understand. How have
Are you sure I'm sane?
But you are, na?
It's lovely whatever you are.
But isn't it? Every day there was some.
What you said, real.
Yeah.
That's what she is. I feel
है
like.
ना?
I feel वो एक नहीं तो life में भी acting करनी पड़ेगी तो it becomes very tough. Yeah.
कितने लोग करते हैं लेकिन
वही तो ना.
90% of the world is doing exactly that. Maybe I think it has to do with the fact that I didn't have social media growing up. So I never came from that world. And for me, yes, even getting onto Instagram was a tool that my daughter has told me that, hey, it's a cool idea. And so she was like, she got me onto it saying that it's a cool idea. And you'll really enjoy it because you enjoy writing and you enjoy the play of words. So imagine you'll put up a picture and you'll be able to put, and that's my idea of social media, really. So that's like, if you see my social media, you'll realize also I'm not, I'm not.
You're not posting everyday activities and all of that.
No, because I don't believe it's bad. For me, it's not about that.
But they're very
And
witty
therefore,
posts, actually. I quite enjoy reading them.
Thank you so much. You're one of the few people who enjoys my
I also do.
humor.
I also
I'm
do.
very witty.
You're funny.
Okay. So anyway, thank you so much.
You can tell your daughter we find it
आप हमारी favorite हो.
और बोलो. ये रखना.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at him smiling.
Also somewhere down the line, I feel like हम इतना seriously लेते हैं अपने आप को. और हमारी पूरी सोशल मीडिया की जो लाइफ है, हमारी पूरी सोशल मीडिया इज सो परफेक्ट. व्हाटएवर वी पुट अप, वी मेक श्योर कि ये सही होना चाहिए, हमारे एंगल सही होना चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए, वो होना चाहिए. एंड आई फील दैट्स नॉट अस. दैट्स रियली नॉट अस. हु आर वी? वी आर नॉट still photographs.
Yeah.
We are all moving pictures.
So true.
We are all video clips. And so how can you, and we are sitting over there and we are judging somebody else's perfect snapshotted life and saying that they are better than us and constantly comparing ourselves कि oh my god, that Victoria's Secret angel has got the most perfect body. Hey, मेरे तो अच्छा लड्डू लेके आओ. वो तो नहीं होने वाला, लड्डू लेके आओ. So it's just constantly sitting and comparing yourself, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that, and there is definitely an intention in that, in my messaging over there, that this is who I am. At least as far as my Instagram is concerned, that is my message, that I'm not perfect, and I do get angry, and I have bad days, and I have good days. Fewer good days than bad days, but whatever.
No, but I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, so that's me, and I think that I cannot sit down. I will not sit down and edit myself time and again for somebody else's idea of she's a celebrity and she should not lose her temper. I'm like, have you seen yourself recently? When was the last time you lost your temper? Traffic light correct green nahi hui time pe to all of that.
Because you said that, it reminds me a lot of people said, oh, she's reminding us, she's becoming like Jaya Bachchan. But I found that hilarious because you were the one on stage telling Jaya Bachchan, you have to smile and pose. Today and I said, see, she cannot be. You can literally be in that moment for 2 minutes, but next second you're laughing. I feel like they don't see the laughing part, I feel.
No, I honestly...
It's a compliment though. Jaya Bachchan is amazing.
Jaya ji is fabulous. I love her.
This is August company, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I love her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's again who she
Real.
is, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Same questions for all, Kriti, Kajol, and then you do. Okay.
All right.
Are we ready?
First,
Here we go. The first thing is a rumor about yourself that makes you really laugh.
Recently, there haven't been so many rumors. I've been doing a lot of films which I actually am not doing.
That does make you laugh.
Some of them I wish I was doing, but yeah.
We also hope some of them. You want to talk? Which ones you're doing?
No.
Okay. Attempted. What about you?
What is a rumor about me?
That makes you laugh. It has to be ridiculous. It cannot be like a serious one.
recently, not yesterday. What did they ask me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
हमने सुना है कि आप फिल्म इंडस्ट्री छोड़ने वाली हैं. I was like, what?
Huh? This time.
So one of the journalists yesterday asked me, she's like, हमने सुना है कि आप ये सब छोड़ छाड़ के जा रही हैं. I said, मैं कहाँ जा रही हूँ? I said, मैं यहाँ पे क्यों बैठी हूँ?
And yesterday I was telling you you're working so much.
Yeah. Like, मैं कहाँ जा रही हूँ?
The queen is doing a queen film. Exactly. What about you?
राइटर्स के कहाँ रूमर्स होते हैं, हम तो
होते
रूमर्स
हैं।
उड़ाते हैं यार. हम बनाते हैं
Opinion.
अफवाहें हम फैलाते हैं.
Ridiculous opinion. She's saying that हम
Honest family
only for that extra
ये
point.
इसने बेचा है.
लग रहा है. इसने बोला था.
दो पत्ती के टाइम में ये जरूर पूछेगा. Okay.
I really
Opinion
not
about
really.
you? Did you feel
Which is,
people think?
Yeah, opinion about me, yes, increasingly so that I'm short-tempered, and it's absolutely true. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it very
Diligently.
I am working on it.
But the rumor about her also is that there are 20 people sitting in her head at all times and talking to
But
her.
that's also true. That's also a rumor.
That also is true only, no, now.
How
Then
to
how
write
did you?
it?
I'm helping you. Okay, I'll wrap it. Okay, one is a misconception about yourself that the world who doesn't know assumes about you, but of course that's not true.
I feel people think that I don't eat at all.
You get angry
And I'm
with
working
your
out all the
yes,
time.
example.
That's not true.
This is a good one.
They're discussing.
They're discussing. She's telling what is the news. She's like, ha. But she gave a good one.
What did she say? Say fast.
People think that I don't eat much and I'm on a diet and I work out a lot.
That's why I'm
That's not
telling you that
true.
needs to be a reel.
No.
That dipping. I think it's a quite a
I'm telling you.
Move on. Please move on from this. I eat a lot and I eat everything and I love food.
Okay. So misconception about me is
ये discuss करके कितने shameless लोग हैं तो बताओ.
the
Kajol, be
misconception
original.
thing is that I have no patience and that I get angry easily,
But it's
etc. It's a misconception about me. I'm one of the most humble, patient, down-to-earth people.
She's laughing.
Shut up! Misconception.
I was just thinking to what extent.
It's a misconception. It's not true. सच नहीं है ये.
You're very patient.
Very
But
patient.
you are
इनकी
humble.
नो ऑल्सो इनकी आवाज इतनी धीरे मतलब सुनाई भी नहीं देता है क्या बोल रही है.
लोगों को लगता है मैं हर बार चिल्लाती रहती हूँ. It's completely untrue.
At least 2 मिनट के लिए तो lower your volume.
Yeah. She's extremely calm. I agree. What about you?
Yeah, मेरे बारे में तो बस I think what my friends and all feel, which is entirely true,
Not true.
wrong, is they feel I've got it all together because I have a toddler, I'm producing
Correct.
a movie, I'm writing,
Correct.
but I am losing my shit all the time. I don't
That
have
is the reason for being
I-
short-tempered.
Yeah, I'm like constantly, literally, like at my wits' end
Joining
with
the dots.
everything. So it is tough, and I have a lot of help. From my in-laws and my mom and everybody.
To
so
make it
takes
look
a
like you
village.
have it together.
Yeah, to make it look like I have it together. But trust me, ladies, I don't have it together at all, and you need a lot of help.
It's okay. We're being a mess. We're being a glorious mess at that. Everybody was watching it. But thank you so much. You're fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm giving all my wishes and all the luck to Team Do Patti. It's such an important film, and I think it's been done in a very entertaining, in a very.
I would just like to add that
Yeah.
yes, throughout this interview we've spoken
Yeah.
about, the main topic, which
Sure.
is the twist in the film. But the film is
Yeah.
very much a
Engaging,
thriller. It is very much a dark, gritty film, and it is about a mystery. It's meant to kind of twist you on your seat, और घूम फिर के देख रहे हो, अरे ये पता नहीं था इसके बारे में, ये पता नहीं
Yeah.
था, and all the pieces of the puzzle eventually coming together. So yes, it is one of those. I wouldn't say edge of your seat, but definitely,
You're hooked on to it.
Yes.
for
But
sure.
I do feel like it
And
has a
also-
lot of like shades and flavors. Like it has love,
Yeah.
it has like betrayal, it has like
Everything.
a bitchy sister, it has a lot more.
Bitchier?
Huh? Me in life?
I said, did you see a bitchier? I never said
A
that you're
bitchy
bitchier. Me, humble, and
Bitchy
you,
sister. हाँ,
sweet, shy.
And also of course sizzling chemistry, वो तो आपके देखा होगा गाने वाने में, तो मतलब but amazing, like you really, I think you come to know there is it's a lot of hard work. It is not as easy as it looks, but whew, that must have been something.
Chemistry is not hard work, I feel. वो या तो होती है या
like
तो
when
नहीं
you try
होती है.
to-
The way it looks, the way
The
it's
way it
all
when
put
you shoot it
together.
and all, I think it's not easy.
No,
yeah?
it is designed.
No, chemistry is not that tough in general. I mean, at least I don't find it tough. I don't know about other
What about
people.
physics?
My mother's a physics teacher.
She's got chemistry, physics background.
Okay,
On
chalo.
that note, I'm going to get murdered. But thank you so much. Too much fun, and like I said, all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.